Today we're discussing telekinesis, telepathy, and teleportation. Telekinesis is the manipulation of objects using your aura, controlled by your mind. Telepathy and teleportation are also done in the same manner. Your aura, which is also called chi, ki, or energy, is technically a toroidal field that flows around your body. Everything that's alive produces a toroidal field, even the earth. In order to use these abilities, you have to understand that there is a toroidal field first, and then you have to be able to see it. Breath control plays a big part in this. If you learn how to breathe correctly, you control the frequency and vibration of the reality that you're in. Breathwork is mandatory and the vital component if you want to learn how to use telekinesis, teleportation, and telepathy. Learning how to spot your aura is somewhat easy. We're going to learn right now. Take a look at your hand. Stare at it and try to breathe slowly and stare in between your hands till you start to see these little lines that start to appear in between your hands. That's your aura. Try not to blink when doing this exercise. You can also see other people's toroidal fields or auras the same way by looking at their heads just above, not blinking and staring for a minute till the outline starts to come above their heads. You can also practice this in the mirror, but don't stare too long. I made a video about this, so go ahead and check that out. But there's a realm on the other side of the mirror and there's beings that guard it. Once you're able to see your own aura through your hands, you'll be able to do this by default every time. You pretty much now have the glow, Bruce Leroy. You got the glow. You got the glow. Once again, I cannot stress the importance of learning how to breathe. This strengthens your aura and makes it so it can grow. Manipulating this energy takes extreme focus, and you have to shoot the energy up your spine into the part of your brain called the pineal gland, which is also the third eye. The Egyptians describe it as something that controls all of your senses, including your aura. With enough time and practice, you'll learn to wrap your aura around things and be able to move them around. This is all based on the things I've studied. So far, the things I've found out to be true is the whole thing about learning how to see your aura and the mirror gazing. I've also been able to shoot energy up my spine. You get a tingling sensation every time you do it. The next ability we will be talking about is telepathy. Telepathy is the ability to communicate with beings with your mind by sending thoughts, pictures, or words while someone is near or from great distances. In order to do this, you have to have been in someone's aura or toroidal field for a certain amount of time to get the connection with yours. Being around other people mingles energy, so your energy imprints on other people's energy, which your aura stores in a data bank for later use if it needs to recall it. Everything I said about telekinesis applies here in the same way. Once you learn this, you will also be able to communicate with people over great distances. I've done this a few times on accident on different occasions, sending thoughts to people or pictures to people in great distances or even near me. Someone would walk in and be like, "Did you say something?" Or, "Hey, I was thinking about something that you said," and they'll call you, but it was something you were already thinking about while you were thinking about them. This is also how aliens and supernatural creatures are able to talk to you without moving their lips. It's telepathic. Their aura just has to be in contact with your aura, and then they use their minds to manipulate the thoughts. The next ability is teleportation. I'm using Goku from Dragon Ball to do this one because Goku pretty much enacts all the abilities that I'm talking about using them the same way. Teleportation uses the aura that's around you and uses the Earth's magnetic toroidal field to teleport yourself anywhere that you want to go. You usually have to see it or have been there already to be able to do this. Once you've mastered this, you can also use it the same way you use telepathy. So even if you need to find somebody, you just remember their aura or lock into their aura and you can pop up right where they are. Goku does a good example of this on Dragon Ball. He senses the aura and then instantly transports himself there. Especially if he can't see the place or if he's never been there before, he'll use someone's aura to pop up. People also talk about this quite often in near-death experiences and out-of-body experiences. Once they pop out of their body, they think of someone that they know or someone whose aura or toroidal field they've been in, and they instantly pop up in that place where that person is, even though they can't see them. They also do this to pop up in other places around the world and then back to their body. I believe from birth, everybody is born and is capable of learning these abilities. When you're born, your mind is as open as it's going to be, all the way up into your childhood, up to your teen years. Most of you remember the tests that they used to give you when you were kids to test your cognitive abilities, even though you didn't know exactly what they were doing. They know we possess these abilities. This is why they keep tabs on us. To suppress these abilities, they go through a lot. They put a lot of things in our food and our water, and then around puberty, we have lots of distractions that also make it so we can't focus. You all know what I'm talking about. It seems like before you have that first orgasm, you're extremely bright. Afterwards, you start focusing on that. You become lazy, and then your mind starts to flow to other things in the pursuit of chasing that dragon or that high. Once again, aside from the duality that we have to battle with to keep our minds sane, they also poison the food and they also pollute the air that we have. It's especially bad if you live in the city, the toxicity of our city, of our city. But back to the topic. They use toxic metals, and the toxic metals that go into our body is what pretty much blocks the frequency, so we can't use these abilities. Once you detox, all of this won't be a problem anymore, and you'll be a master of the mind. And that's all I have to say about that. Thanks for listening to me. Have a good day and a good evening.